Hi. I was sitting today and thinking about different kinds and types of automation that are used in the company and how actually agents and just the concept of AI agency applies to the different levels of automation. Now, I'm sure, of course, there's plenty of frameworks for this already in place, but I just put my thoughts on the couple of slides and wanted to share with you. So I want to start with let's categorize the kind of tasks, the kind of things that people are doing in the company. And we can start off with one-off tasks, meaning the things that are need to be done basically once or maybe a couple of times in the history of the company. And over here, I separated them between things that need to be done once that are unique to a company, something that a company or a very small number of companies do, but others don't. And this usually is the stuff that creates innovation, creates uniqueness about this company. And then there's a bunch of one-off tasks that are done by market segment in which the company is playing. So they're still done like once in the history of the company, but everyone is doing that. So examples again can be setting up a legal entity or creating a company logo. So everyone is doing that, but the kind of tasks is done only once. Anyway, so let's move on to the next slide. And then there is a class of repetitive tasks, so things that a company has to do over and over again. And again, they can be separated into the things that are done uniquely by this one company, and the things that are done uniquely, well, not uniquely, done by a market segment overall. And so if we look at the repetitive tasks that done by one company, it could be things like creating specific client integrations, onboarding a client. So it's kind of unique. It's different from the way other people do that, but still, it's a repetitive thing. And usually, what is done there is it's solved with the use of internal kind of automation tools. I mean, maybe you can come up with better examples than I had, but I guess the idea still stands. So it's whatever repetitive tasks you can think of that the company is doing that are unique to this company, that are differentiating it from the market. And then there's, of course, a class of repetitive tasks that are the same for the market segment. I don't know, processing invoices, that kind of stuff. Everyone needs to do that. It doesn't create any kind of uniqueness or innovation about the company. So it's pretty much automated with the use of different kind of tools, external tools for the most part. And a couple of sort of trends over here, not trends, but distinctions. So as you can see on the right, like if this spectrum between one company and the market segment or the market and the tasks, whether it's repetitive or one-off tasks, is basically the difference between the uniqueness of the company and the efficiency of the company. And usually the more efficient the company becomes, the more standardized it becomes, obviously, because it takes the processes and uses the standardized tools to make them happen, and doing that for the most part in the same way as the rest of the competition is doing. So really, the difference between those things that a company is doing uniquely and these things that are shared among the other players are, in fact, the differentiation between uniqueness and the efficiency. And if we look at the horizontal scale, sort of the difference between the one task kind of things and the repetitive task kind of things is the fact that it's a little bit of a different perspective, but also interesting one. The guys on the right will be a SaaS client or can be a SaaS client. For them, the level of value that can be brought by a subscription specifically is higher than the effort and cost of a solution for this, which is often not the case for one-off tasks, whether unique or unique to market segment, because just this stuff needs to be done once. So this is what people are doing. This is where the creativity lives, and this is where people usually are not ready to purchase a SaaS subscription because they know that it's very hard to justify. Actually, on the second thought, this is also the areas where people get a lot of SaaS providers get a lot of retention problems with their customers. But anyway, so if we take this whole thing to heart, a few conclusions that I got from this little chart is that yes, SaaS business model for one-off task automation doesn't really make sense, but it opens the door for other kind of business models, whether it's one-time purchases, and I've heard people talk about that a lot recently, as well as sort of group subscriptions to a number of, say, agents or integration tools or automation tools that each one of them can be individually a one-off kind of thing, but altogether, they create enough value to justify the purchase. And the next important, to my mind, conclusion is that AI agents, the ones that everybody is talking about, the ones that we're building, allows to do something a little differently. It allows to automate the repetitive tasks in the way that allows to retain uniqueness of the company. So previously, or even currently, when you automate something, you automate it almost in an identical fashion to the rest of the market that you are working with. It does create efficiency, but it also makes it more difficult for you to stand out. So that's one thing. And also, that's a little bit abstract, but stay with me for a second. I feel like there's a pressure with the use of AI agents. There's another trend that allows companies to take those one-off tasks and make them repetitive to create efficiency, to then automate them with the use of AI agent, which hasn't really been possible before. A very straightforward example is like if you can create dozens of landing pages in an automated fashion and do that at the right level of quality, then of course you can do that and turn it from the one-off task into the repetitive task, which means that you can automate it while retaining the uniqueness of what you're offering. So yeah, that's just some food for thought for you. If you have any comments or thoughts about that, let me know. That's just random Tuesday, or what is that, Wednesday.